Slimehouse TV, myself Theo Kane, hope everybody is good. Big ups to everybody that's locked in, the Slime Alliance, the Slime Renegades and everyone else that's supporting. Who likes it when we hook up with the Ancient Mariner? If you've been following this channel for any amount of time, you've probably seen me hook up with the Ancient Mariner at some point. So this is a guy that's known on eBay for having the dopest Japanese toys in England. He's a guy that has absolute gold. He also runs his own auctions, and if you've watched the videos where we go to his house and we look through his private storage stash and his private storage locations, you'll know that he pulls out that good stuff. When we go see him, you know that we're always going to see that incredible stuff that nobody else has in England. Now, he's a very good friend of mine. We always like to get together, we stay in touch and we chat all the time, and I recently told him about a collaboration that I'm doing with a few YouTubers, which I'm going to talk about later. And if you've watched those videos, you'll know that he's got boxes and boxes of broken toys and bits of rammel and random accessories and that kind of thing, and I'm going to need a load of stuff like that for a video that I'm doing in the future. And I asked him if he'd got anything that he'd like to contribute to the video, and he came through. So I've got today a big box from the Ancient Mariner that's got some bits that I'm going to use for this big collab that I'm going to be doing in the future, and also some other treasure as well, which I'm looking forward to getting into because he says that I'll be really happy with it. Before we get into any of that though, let's just admire this parcel. Check this packaging. I had to drop him a message when it landed and I said, bro, not taking anything away from anybody else that sends me anything, but the way that you've packaged this is sensational. It's got to be said, look at that, it's completely sealed all the way around. It's got the Ancient Mariner logo stamped on there. Like, that's package perfection right there. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. I've got a really busy day today. I really didn't have the time to even shoot this video, but I was so excited when this landed. I thought, you know what, I'm going to drop everything. I'm going to set the camera up and I'm going to get into this box. I don't want to wait. I don't want to leave it. I actually feel bad opening this thing because I know how nice he's packaged it. Okay, so I do know one of the things that's in here, and you will have seen it when we went to his house the first time. You'll have seen something there that I saw and I was like mesmerized by, and he said I'll find you one out and I'll send you one up so that you can like fix it up and use it for some photography or whatever. So it's not just Kit Bash collaboration stuff in here, there's some other bits in here that he's thrown in as well. So what we got first of all? Oh, okay, I know what this is. So if you've been following my little journey at toy fairs and stuff, you'll know that I've been trying to put together a full set of power work bots. So it looks like what he's got here is a boxed power work bot. There we go, check that, it's even got the logo on there. Power work bot by New-Ray. Only the Ancient Mariner would have a boxed power work bot. Check it, these things are awesome. They're like little Ed 209 robots that wind up with like tools and shovels and clamps and claws and drills and stuff on their hands. I love these guys. I'll show some close-ups of it with my other ones. I've been trying to put together a full set of these, and I'm probably close to owning a full set now, having one in every colourway. Not quite got all of them, but definitely on my way. And I've loved these things since I was a little kid. I used to play with these with their Z-bots and stuff. I remember as well, there was one time I was a little kid and there was somebody's car parked up outside my school and it was full of toys. It must have been like getting ready for someone's birthday or something. And I remember seeing power work bots in the car and were so jealous that I didn't own any. So cool now that as an adult I almost own a full set. It only took me 36 years to get there. So loving that. Awesome to have it boxed as well. Get close-ups of all this stuff as I always do. But yeah, well, shouts to the Ancient Mariner for that one. Well, this is off something. Why do I recognise this claw? So I told him, don't I, that I needed like robot parts and stuff. That might be something that's a little bit too big. That's that looks so familiar to me, that claw. Why is that jumping out at me like I recognise it from something? What does that look like to you guys? I said that I need robot parts, but like as in small robot parts. This is like a life-size piece. Like some kind of Star Wars droid that goes on the front of. Why is that standing out to me so much? It almost reminds me of this thing, this droid from Star Wars. It looks like his claw. Or do you know in Robocop 2, Kane, when he wants his nuke and the claw comes out of his chest and he's like that, wanting his nuke. I feel lead. I feel a bag that's heavy. I think he's only gonna send me some Oldhammer. Bring out your lead, you don't know. Oh! Oh, no way. So, I'm gonna have to get close-ups of all this stuff, obviously, because it's so tiny. But it looks like he sent me, and you don't know I love me a bit of 2000 AD and Judge Dredd. He sent me some of the old Warhammer Judge Dredd miniatures. Yo, so we've got a little Dredd. We've got Dredd standing up with his gun posed. We've got like a crouched Dredd, like he's crouched behind some terrain getting shot at by some villains. We've got a Judge Anderson, and we've even got the Lawmaster, the Judge Dredd bike. Oh, I'm going to have such fun fixing these things up and creating a little scene with these. What a dude, man. And then some other bits that look like they're 2080. Like surfer guys. Who are these guys? And what makes this a really awesome thing is that, I'll tell you this story, it's not here. I'm going to have to track this down now because it's going to make me want it even more. One of the last Doncaster events, because I'm there filming, sometimes I'll film something, but I'm not actually registering in my head if I need it or not. I went through a box of Oldhammer and I pulled out a little Strontium dog, a little 2000 AD Strontium dog from this same series. And then when I got home, I was like, oh, I wish I'd have asked how much that were and bought it because it was probably only a couple of quid. So I'm going to have to get that Strontium dog now. Oh, what a dude, man. I'm so happy with those. Judge Dredd Oldhammer. Mariner knows me well. And then we've also got, what's here? Some real Oldhammer. 1992. Not quite Rogue Trader, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Some really old Space Marines. Obviously, I'll get close-ups of all this stuff. Some really, really old Space Marines / Ultramarines, I think they are, with the Centurion plume on the top of the helmet. What an absolute dude, man. Didn't have to do that, but he did anyway. Fire. Oh, there's also something else I missed. What's this? A little Blood Bowl ogre. Well, I say little in terms of Warhammer. He's quite hench, like an ogre in. A Blood Bowl character. Fire. With the old mohawk. Such a classic Oldhammer Warhammer look, isn't it? An ogre with a mohawk. It never gets old. Okay, so this is the prize piece. Let me just put the box down so we can have a look at this. I can't wait to get into this thing. This is going to be a big inspiration for the thing that I'm going to be creating in the collab that I'm going to talk about at the end of this video. You might have even seen one of these in the video that we filmed at his house because he had a few of them. He had a couple boxed ones and he had a loose one and stuff like that. Check that beauty. So this is a 1980s Tomy Robo Jack. Super, super rare. Absolute prize piece right there. Now, this is something that was released by Tomy when they were doing all their, like, Tomy robots and stuff back in the day. They were mad for it then. I've got some really nice ones, but this, by far, is, like, one of the best of them. So, this is a remote control thing, and it does lots of different stuff. It shoots BBs. There's lots of different attachments and things you can buy for it, and there's a few different versions as well. Some of them are, like, a kit that you have to actually screw together and fix together, as far as I'm aware. But it's an absolute beauty, and I've been wanting one of these for a long time, and he said that he was going to find me one out, and he came through. The Ancient Mariner never lets me down, man. He's an absolute legend for that. And I always love robots when they have them like Ed 209 legs that walk back on themselves. I think I've always loved them since those little sprites that you see in Turrican that are basically an Ed 209. But ever since then, I've always had such a love for that look. And yeah, definitely one that I always like to see on robots. Now, he says it does need a little bit of repairing. There is some things on it that need making. Maybe I can 3D print some parts or something like that. But I've also got a robot friend. I've got a friend who helped me build a robot for Unit 11. He's mad into RC cars and servos and that kind of thing. He builds robots. He can get robots and put smoke launchers in them and make them fire BB guns and shoot laser pens and all sorts of stuff. So I might even get in touch with him and see if he can give it a spruce up, put some LEDs in it and stuff. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe that'll happen in the future. That's my robot guy. Everybody's got a robot guy, right? So what's it saying underneath it? Okay, 1992 this came out. I was wrong. I thought it was late 80s. I thought this came out right around the same time as RoboCop, which was 1987. So if this came out in 1992, it was a few years after RoboCop, which means that it was definitely inspired by Ed 209. There was part of me thinking that Ed 209 was maybe inspired by this, but no, this was definitely after RoboCop. And when it was released, you could get it in a few different types. You could get it with like a torch on here. You could get it with a clamp in hand. This one looks like it's got the BB gun and something else. I'll do a bit more research to find out exactly what version I've got. So yeah, super happy with that. Gonna do a bit more research on it, and it's no doubt gonna feature in some videos in the future. Like I said, I'd like to give it a spruce up. Like to do some real good photography of this thing, walking through like a dystopian city or something like that. That was kind of the deal. Mariner said, I'll send it you if you take some dope photos of it on a diorama, so that's something that I've got to do in the future. So yeah, super happy with that. I think it's one of Ancient Mariner's favourite toys of all time, so it means a lot that he sent me one of them. I know he's got some boxed ones and stuff on eBay that you can go and buy now if you're looking to get one for yourself. But yeah, what an absolute beast. I'll put Ancient Mariner's eBay link down in the description below so that you can check out his store, because if you don't know who he is, then get to know, because he sells the dopest stuff in England without a doubt. Okay, so the only robot part that he sent me was this big thing, and the robot I'm going to be building is like this big, so that's going to be way too big, but I like that anyway, and I swear I recognise that off something. So shouts to the Ancient Mariner for an awesome package. I'll get close-ups of all this stuff. Obviously, you will have seen him already, but yeah, he really knows me well. That TX002, like, that is an absolute beast. I can't wait to fit that together. It hasn't got the remote control with it, but you can get any remote control synced up to this thing, so yeah, no doubt we'll be able to get this like walking around and moving or something at some point. I hope we can. I'm going to speak to my robot guy, Ian, and yeah, I'm really hoping we can get this thing moving around and doing stuff. But if you want to check out the Ancient Mariners eBay store, as I said, I'll put the link to it down in the description below. This is the guy that gets the dopest stuff in England. So much Japanese exclusive stuff, all stuff that you've never seen before you will find over on the Ancient Mariners store. And if you want to see any videos of me going through his private storage stock, then I'll link them down below as well, because every time we go and see him, we find absolute gold, and we're going to see him again soon to see some more stuff, which I'm really excited about. So the reason he sent me this package up, even though he sent me something that's way too big, because I couldn't put that on my robot. That's like if I were building a full-size robot, right? But I just love this thing anyway. I'm just going to keep it on my shelf, and I need to find out what it's from. But yeah, I spoke to him about the fact that I'm doing this big collaboration with a bunch of other YouTubers, and it's called the Big Bot Bash. So if you've watched any of Bill Making Stuff's recent videos, you'll know that he released one around Christmas talking about this collaboration that he's doing. And there's not just me and him doing it, there's a bunch of different YouTubers involved. Some big YouTubers that you will have heard of, some more up-and-coming ones that you haven't heard of yet, but no doubt you will have heard of in the future. So I'm talking big YouTubers like Miscast, MS Paints, Dan Does is in there, Boylai Hobby Time, I Made This, Witty Goblin. There's so many, it's going to be awesome. It's like a big collaboration that we're doing, and then a lot of his followers and subscribers are also getting involved as well. But basically, Bill created this system where you roll a dice and it determines what kind of head your robot will have, what kind of arms, what kind of legs, etc. And we all got together on a Zoom call, we all rolled dice so that we could all see what each other got, and then we're going to go away now and build our own kit bash creation for the Big Bot Bash. And like I said, there's some huge names involved in this. An absolute honour to be working alongside people like MS Paints and Miscast, and obviously I always love doing stuff with Bill Making Stuff. If you know me, you know I love some Bill Making Stuff, and I know that you will always like to see us collab together. Boylai Hobby Time as well, he's also involved. As I said, he's got an amazing YouTube channel. Go check his stuff out if you haven't seen it. Like, he builds insane dioramas. He's got a whole western town that he's created and stuff. It's fire. But basically what we're all doing is creating our own kit bash robot, and the only rules is that there's no 3D printing. So I'm going to be doing a lot of kit bashing in mine, getting a lot of pieces from existing toys, maybe use like a bit of connects and building blocks and things, and some Oldhammer pieces and just little bits that I've got lying around that aren't being used for anything else, and creating something for the Big Bot Bash collab. Very much in the vein of this thing that I built before. If you watched this video, which you probably didn't because hardly anybody saw it, but I did like a collaboration on my YouTube with a lot of my subscribers, and we all got our own avatar amp suit, and we all kit bashed it up and created our own version of it, and this was mine. So this was a mix of taking an existing figure and then repurposing it. I extended it, I added a load of extra parts and stuff, removed the faceplate, built a roll cage, put a harpoon on the top of it and that kind of thing, and I loved doing it. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, buzzing for that. Got some awesome people involved, and we're all going to be dropping those videos, I believe, around the end of February. So that's something that I'm going to have to get started on ASAP. So yeah, just wanted to announce the fact that I'm doing that. As I said, it's always a pleasure working with Bill, and then we've got all these other awesome people involved. We're all going to make videos. We're probably going to cameo and like interlink through each other's videos and stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun, be a big massive collaboration, and I hope when they're all done, you sit and you watch all of them from start to finish in the big playlist, and it's going to be like, yeah, like a giant Avengers of crafters and toy people and all that stuff, a big meetup, a big Avengers assemble, and I'm down for it. So a bit more of a simple video this week. As you know, we're building the studio at the minute, so the next video that drops is probably going to be a big studio video. I've also got a big thing planned with Retro Ghetto and the Ghetto Gang, where me, him, Kevin, Bentlegs and stuff, we're all going to go out on a big 2-day excursion toy hunting. We're going to go to a retro game fair, my first ever retro game fair, so I'm really looking forward to it. So that's going to be awesome. So lots of really good stuff dropping on this channel at the minute, and lots of things that I'm not even going to talk about yet, because I never like to be that guy that talks about too much without showing it. But yeah, as always, thank you so much for checking out this video today. Check the links in the description for my Patreon if you want to help support videos like this moving forward, helping me make this brand and this channel bigger and better than ever. You can also join the Discord. You can add me on Instagram if you want to keep up to date with anything else that I've got going on here at Slimehouse that I don't post on YouTube. And as always, just much love to everybody for joining me every single week. When there's so many other cool people that you can be watching on YouTube, like all the other people that I just mentioned that I'm doing this collab with, then it really does mean a lot that you've come back here every single week and watch me talk toys on Slimehouse TV. So mad shouts once again to the Ancient Mariner for sending me the Robojack. I can't wait to get that guy spruced up and show him in all of his glory. No doubt he'll make a little appearance in that video that I do as well, the Big Bot Bash collab video, because it's going to probably be very reminiscent of my Tonks video that I made, where I take a look at some old toys that inspire me before I actually create my own. But yeah, as always, just want to say thank you so much for locking in. Please give this video a like if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts down in the description in the comments below. And until next time, I'm Theo Kane, this is Slimehouse TV, and I'm gone. Pow!